Hey guys, it's me, T Siddiqui, back again with another podcast. Today we've got a special guest. I know I always say I've got a special guest, but today I've got a very, very special guest. Something a little bit different. Today we got the one and only Clue. Thank you, Clue, for coming.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you very much. I'm good. I'm happy to have you here. It's been a while I've been trying to get you here.
I know.
Finally got you in here.
We're here now though.
We're here now.
We can make it happen now.
Okay, so look, let's just get right into it because everyone already knows who you are anyway.
Appreciate that, thank you.
Usually, you're welcome. Usually, I always start off with your childhood.
Mm-hmm.
So, could you give us a little bit of background and history on your childhood?
Yeah, of course.
What it was like growing up, what area you was from or still are from, and a bit about like your school. Just like a little bit of background about you for those who don't know.
Yeah, so I kind of So first and foremost, my father's Jamaican, my mother's English. We grew up in Brixton, a patch road, and then we moved to Oval when I think I was like 6, and then from Oval we moved to Clapham, and then from Clapham to Roehampton.
Okay.
But when regards to school, I went to a school called Holy Trinity, which was in Richmond. And then from there, I went to Christ, which was also in Richmond. That was secondary school. Growing up was interesting because obviously, predominantly, just my mother raised me. My father was around. Early days, he was kind of around when I was like little. He was there at my birth. But then after that, I'm not going to say typical Jamaican man, but he wasn't in the picture. He had a lot of female attention from what I learned to know. So yeah, my life was basically just me and my mum. And then when I got to 9, my mum had her second child. So I've got my little sister, even though she's a big girl now. So one sibling, and that's really about it.
Okay, so you moved about quite a bit.
Yeah, we kind of moved about, you know. Like I said, Brixton memories. I remember, I was young, innit? I was going to say I remember it, but there's memories that I do have of like, we lived like 2 rows down from my nan's house on my dad's side. And I remember always there's faint memories I have of the house, the kitchen. You know, Nanny was always in the kitchen cooking. There's fond memories, as crazy as it sounds. But yeah, I think my mum was someone who was like, if it wasn't kind of working out, probably, when I think about it now, because I'm obviously a lot older, whatever her and my father was probably going through, it was probably distance. Because when you look at the journey, Brixton, Oval, Clapham, Roehampton, it's like, you're going further and further away. So I'm assuming she was probably just on a thing of like, I just want to, because there's no doubt my mum loves me unconditionally. So I think for her, she was probably just thinking, I just want to get my son somewhere where he can just focus and probably do his thing. So I reckon that's why.
Do you feel like him not being about as much had any impact on you growing up? Yeah. Or you becoming the person who you are today? Because I see you're very close with your daughter.
Yeah.
Very close, isn't it? You've done a song about her.
Yeah,
video.
Just released a song called Myla for her. But yeah, I think you see the no father thing. I think it does, man. It's a lot, you know. I think if you're obviously a young boy, you need your dad. You need guidance. Even though your mum can provide guidance for you, you're gonna get to an age where you're always gonna love and respect your mum, but you're always gonna also think you know best. I think that's when the man can put you straight again and kind of let you know, yo, you don't know what you think you know. Yeah. And then if you respect your father, I'm assuming you would listen to what it is he's telling you. So I do feel like without my father present, it allowed me just to run astray. Because I always used to think I knew it all. That was my mum's favourite line. You think you know it all? But I did, and I didn't. So it's crazy. But yeah, I think having a father figure is really proper serious.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Everyone needs, you get me?
Totally agree. I think that's one of the biggest problems that we're currently facing now, is the father absence now, which is probably, I wouldn't say the sole main reason, but plays a very, very large reason for why a lot of kids are going in gangs, on streets, prison, you know, mental health.
It's leadership. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, I understand, like, you see the whole gang thing. I understand that it's just a group of people that's on the same estate. You go from playing football every day, playing runouts, going to the shop with each other. Everybody's in the same house, cracking joke. You're building up a brotherhood. friendship. And people will portray it as gangs because naturally when you get to a certain age, you look more, that you've got that look on your face, innit? Like you're a bit more...
I know what
you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah,
you just look like, whoa, like threatening. But these times it's like...
when you're younger, you get away with it. You're like a bunch of kids playing. But when you see adults, it looks like a gang.
It's like, hold on, what's going on? Like, they all look mean, they all look aggressive. What's going on? But the reality is, it's just a group of people that's growing up with each other.
Yeah, especially to like the normal law-abiding citizens.
Yeah. That's what I want to... That's mainly for them, what I'm saying. It's just a group of people that's growing up with each other. That's it.
So what was school like?
School was good, you know. I got suspended at break times though. I remember primary school as well. If you don't mind me asking. Just fighting, I don't even say it to come on like but no, literally just fighting. I think I was in a school. Remember, think of the area I'm saying to you, Richmond, predominantly a white area. You know, I'm a mixed race child. Them time there. Fast forward, man used to get called the N-word.
Wow.
All types of racism by like older white people. Do you get what I'm saying? But I'm a young person at this time. But in school, I think there might have been one black youth in my primary school other than myself. So I remember getting into fights over racism. And maybe at that age, primary school, we're talking what? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 or whatever it is. Maybe I didn't understand the racism. I just remember understanding, what was the you know that you're the colour you, or they wouldn't say you obviously, but it was just some type of disrespect.
Wow.
And because I knew what disrespect was, I would just fight.
Yeah.
So I remember one time, like I had to sit with the head teacher at lunch times and then weird stuff. But other than that, I was always like good at sports, fast. I enjoyed primary school. I enjoyed secondary school as well.
Okay.
You get me?
So you experienced racism?
Yeah. A lot, man.
From a young age?
Yeah, from a young age. Like from a young age. In being in, like I said, I left Brixton when I was like 4 or 5. Oval, Junction, Roehampton. More when I was in Roehampton because that's when I'm going to the primary school, Holy Trinity, which is in Richmond. Mm-hmm. That's when I was experiencing racism.
Okay.
Going to school, coming from school.
Do you feel like that the racism you experienced had any effect on you as well, growing up?
Yeah, I feel like mentally it did.
Mentally, yeah.
Because like it made me aware of being, if I'm walking past a group of people, it's like I was almost waiting to hear what they say when I pass them in walking. Do you get what I mean? So that I'm assuming that's doing something to me mentally because I'm looking for it. I'm waiting to hear it.
Yeah.
I look at that end. You get what I'm trying to say? Fighting now or whatever it is. But
that must have been really frustrating because in a sense you're actually the victim and then when you're defending yourself you're being suspended. You know, exactly. And then as a kid it's like that must have been like really confusing.
Yeah, it was, man. But my life was kind of confusing, like even down to I'm a mixed race youth and that, but you gotta deep it. Like you know that your mum's white, you know that your dad's black, but you don't really deep what the problem is. Why do people have a problem with me being this colour? I don't get it. So even those little battles that you're fighting, although at the time as you obviously get older, you kind of understand more, but at that age, it's like, you don't get it, innit? Like, what's the problem?
It's sad, to be honest, because no kid should have to
Do you get what I'm saying? Hence why I've never like been a person to throw shade at people that's from different backgrounds, different religions, different races, because for me it's just like I get it, innit?
Your group is quite diverse.
As in the people are
yeah,
like very diverse.
School,
very diverse. Somalians, Iranians, Africans, Jamaicans.
You don't want beef with the Malis.
Do you get what I'm trying
Shout
to say?
To school BZ.
You already
Shout
know
out
my
to
brother
Strizzy
BZ
as well. Free Strizzy.
Free Strizz soon home. You get me?
Yeah. So you come from quite like your friends are all diverse. Yeah, definitely. So, and you look like a Muslim as well. With that
I know. And do you know what it is? I think because I don't shave. Like people would always say like when I was in prison and that, like, because my beard goes wild.
They think you're an akhi, innit?
My beard goes wild, you know.
They think you're an akhi.
I get salam alaikum every day. I just tell them walaikum, you get me on a peaceful one, but nah, my beard goes wild, but I don't like shaving. That's not really I wasn't one, you know, like some people they shave, innit? I'm not a shaving person, so naturally, if I don't shave, my beard's gonna grow, innit? So it just does what it does.
Okay.
And it gives me that, are you Iranian? Are you Asian? You Moroccan? I've heard a few different ones.
You could pass.
I'm just like, yo, whatever you lot think is cool with me, you know, safe.
I'm cool.
Safe. Do you get what I'm saying?
All right, so the big question I wanted to ask you is your music.
Yeah.
When did you first get into music, and when did you first know that music was what was something that you wanted to do? And at what point did it become serious?
I think music's always been in my life from my mum, when she was always playing them type of tunes in the car. I can't remember what the artists were, but so music's always been in my life. Me taking to music, I had like decks, sound labs before. I had 11 or 12.
Okay.
Sound labs, then progressed onto Technics. I was always DJing. So from like 11, I was DJing garage music, whatever it was. The love for rap came listening to like, who was that? Tupac, Biggie.
Yeah.
The obvious one, the Wu-Tang.
Yeah.
Redman, Method Man.
Yeah. Nas.
The Locks at the time, which is what they was called, Nas.
Was that Styles P and that, innit?
The Locks was Jada, Styles, Chic Luch. So that was when the rap kind of caught a hold of me. And then fast forward teenage years, I'm hearing people like Swiss rap. And remember, a lot of people was rapping but in American accents.
Yeah.
Swiss was doing it naturally. So he caught my attention and he was actually cold with what he was doing. So I used to watch Swiss a lot and be like, yo, like, he's cold. And then into my 20s now, I just started doing my little writing in my yard and whatever. And then the next thing you know, I just forwarded out with the rapping thing. But I've always been a fan and a lover of music, all genres of music.
So you listen to all genres, not anything
Yeah,
specific.
I listen to like bashment, R&B, rap. I'll listen to anything, you know. You can play me something, I'll listen to it. I'll give it my attention. If it's not good after like 30 seconds, I'll tell you that I don't really like it, but I'll give it my attention.
Yeah, I noticed like I've been listening to your music for like over the years, from like years ago, my brother as well. And I noticed like as an artist, because obviously I'm an artist, so I do music.
Yeah.
As an artist, I find that you're very, I won't say very different, but do you not direct, but do you make your own ideas for your own videos and tracks and stuff like that? Like the storyline, the directing and stuff like that? Yeah, because it's very different from, like, your stuff is quite positive.
Okay.
You talk about real life stuff, trying to like basically deter the young generation from committing crime. Like, there's one that was in the church.
Yeah. My Piece.
That's it. That track there. When I watched that track, I actually had tears in my eyes.
Okay.
I got a bit emotional when I watched that track because I thought, it was some real stuff.
Yeah.
Then there was another one of is it a basketball pitch?
Yeah.
A football pitch.
Yeah.
That one.
Suge Knight, maybe.
Yeah, that's the one. That's actually one of my favourite tracks of yours. And that video, the idea, we wasn't waiting for that. The end thing that happened, I wasn't waiting for that. So I think you're a bit like, because normal UK artists, you know what's going on. Couple cars, females twerking, you know what I mean, the usual. But with your stuff, it's very, very different. You can see that you're very articulate, perfectionist, if I'm right.
Yeah, try to.
You want things exactly. Yeah, so you can see that in your music. You have I respect your music greatly, and I think you're a great artist. So yeah, I just wanted to let you know that, and I think it's so sweet that you did a track for your daughter.
Yeah, I had to, man, because like, even going back to what you're talking about, it's like, see, for me, I just like to try and keep things simple. Like, I've had the days of like, Mega will tell you, shout out Mega, like, when I first came into the game, we're talking like 2008. There's videos that I was spending like $8,000 on, $5,000 on, $6,000, $9,000, just throwing money away on videos because I used to think, it has to look a certain way,
and it's not.
Then once I got past that idea and understood, hold on, the video should just be like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, get your point across, but don't go too crazy with it. And then I started understanding more as I got older, like, what's coming back? You're pushing all this money out. Are you receiving it back?
Yeah, I've been there. Yeah.
If you're not receiving it back, what are you doing?
Yep.
So then I just came with a simple, you get what I'm trying to say, target my audience. Then I started realizing I've got a little fan base. So the little fan base, it could be 10 people, but that's who I want to target. And as long as they're happy with what's forwarding out, I'm not really trying to be known for like you said, see like all the cars, all the bikes out, all the man them out, I don't really like, my cameraman B-Dot, he will tell you like, I'm just someone like, where are you? Yeah, you pull up on me, like, pause obviously, but and we just get it done. Like, I don't need to like phone 20 man, 20 girls. But I understand the artists that do that because you want that look. I'm so comfortable with who I am.
And it's what people want.
I'm not trying to, I'm just trying to forward out my music.
That's what makes you stand out from the rest of it. So it's actually a good thing. So
the daughter song now was just something like, as of obviously I'm in the later stages of my career, I'm just saying I need to start doing music where my daughter's obviously going to get older, God willing, and naturally she's going to come across something. So let me make a song that makes sense for her to understand. And yeah, that was the thoughts behind the song Myla. So
that was a nice song. I like that song.
Yeah, I had to do that. Thank you.
Yeah, she obviously she's seen it.
She's seen it. She's
what was
heard
her
it.
reaction to it?
Like, see, my daughter, like I said, she's autistic. So
my daughter's autistic too.
Really?
Yeah. Is she? Where is she on the spectrum?
Where is she on the spectrum?
She like mild, medium?
No, I think she's kind of high up the spectrum. Speech and language is her main problem.
Okay.
Where on the spectrum? That's a good question, and I should know this, but I think it is quite high up though. I know her mother was obviously, a lot more.
No, because there's no particular. It's just like, I'd say, because my daughter, she's quite mild.
Okay.
But then there's mild, and then there's like middle, and then there's severe.
Yeah, I think my daughter's close to severe, I would like to say.
Okay.
So like speech and language, she struggles with to the point where she's not open and freely speaking. Like if she was here now, she would sit down and she would, entertain certain things, but you couldn't ask her like, how are you? How's your day? She's not going to turn around and tell you, oh yeah, like how kids.
Yeah.
Oh, today I went and done X, Y, and Z. And
yeah.
My daughter, like you have to, are you okay? She'll just tell you, yeah.
Yeah, that's
it. She's off.
I can relate.
You could say, Myla, tell me about where you was just now. She wouldn't know what you're saying.
Yeah.
And if that, like, she wouldn't really know what you're saying. You have to kind of break it down for her to understand who she is.
What was that like? Getting the diagnosis when you?
Do you know what we knew from birth? Age. We knew because she was 12 weeks premature.
Yeah, I was gonna say that too because in the video I see she's an incubator.
She's in the incubator, so she was 12 weeks premature. Remember, this is my first child, so for me, I didn't really understand the levels of what we was dealing with. I knew like, okay, when I knew the mother of my child was 12 weeks, I knew straight away that's early though, right? And obviously she was letting me know like, yeah, that is early. So, but I was like, all right, cool, trying to keep it positive. Then when I saw the whole, when I had her in like literally one hand, I was like, all right, I'm still trying to keep it positive. Like, this ain't normal, but all right, it's my daughter regardless. Then the incubator and all the wires, I'm holding her with wires and it's all of that. And I'm going through that thinking like, I'm happy. And at the same time, I'm mad intrigued because I'm like, is she okay? Do you get it? So then to understand and watch it, I kind of always knew in the back of my mind, like, okay, she's going to be a little different to us, but regardless, I'm going to love her beyond. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So now it's like, I just deal with it as, it's my daughter, she's good, and she's going to be whoever it is she's going to be. She's not going to be like me and like yourself, but she's going to be whoever she is and have her own little powers and that. So man, just do what man can do for her, make sure man love her obviously unconditionally, which is normal, but that's where things like finally going to get like a job or do things that are not gonna make me maybe go back to jail. Had to kind of switch up my whole process of mentality.
Yeah.
Like, can't really leave her for anything. Even leaving my daughter for like a day or two makes me feel like, even though I know she's good with her mum and everything's straight, but you're always thinking like, yeah, I hope she's good, hope everything's all right. So imagine going like, when I'm in jail for like 2.5 years and all that, it's heartbreaking, isn't it? You feel like you've let your child down. So I had to kind of man up and say, I can't really afford to do that, like, she's going to need me, innit? You're definitely going to need me, like, so that made my whole mentality of, what, let me just figure out what I can do legitimately and what I like to do. Thankfully, I found something I like to do. I was approached by people that saw something in me that they said, yeah, we can, boom, bang, pattern that salary, which is a good salary for real. And then that's just it. It's just push forward now, isn't it?
No, I greatly respect that.
Yeah.
I really respect that. That's amazing that, you was able to change your thought process in your life and do better for her sake.
Had to, man. I feel like I didn't have a choice, because I feel like I'm quite intelligent to a point where I know what's right, I know what's wrong in it. So if I know that I got a daughter that's going to need attention more than your average child, how can I not be there? All right, well, if I have to be here, what do I have to stop doing?
Yeah.
All right, I got to stop doing X, Y, and Z to make sure I'm here.
And you got to protect her, isn't it?
All right, then. So then I had to stop doing X, Y, and Z. And then here we are. Do you get what I'm saying? So a lot of people might not understand it and feel like, oh, my man's just, like people like to judge, oh, he's fallen off, or, oh, I heard my man's gone to work, or, but I've never been one for.
I see you doing some stories about that, isn't it? You say
yeah, because it's funny. Like you probably saw the JD. I don't know. It might have been the JD Sports one.
I think it was JD. When you saying, "Oh, people come to you say, right, Clue, you're a rapper. Like, how come you're working?"
Yeah. I was in a suit and all that, and I must have popped into JD Sports. I see a couple of youths and they've recognised man or whatever. They're praising man for music and that, but then they're asking at the same time, like, where you go? Like, right, you look smart. And when I've broken down to them that, like, yeah, I'm just forwarding from work, they're like, huh? But you're famous though, like what do you mean? I'm saying famous. And I'm having this conversation that I found interesting and funny at the time. And I'm just making them know, like, nah, bro, like, I go to work, bro, like, for once in my life. Like, I haven't never worked before this, but I'm now working, do you get it? Why though, and obviously I'm not going to break down everything to them, like, about the whole ins and outs, but yeah, it was just funny for them to, for me to see that on the expressions on their face, like they couldn't believe it, like, no, like, you work and that, like, yeah, bro. So that was a whole different thing. But I had to go on my Instagram and just make it clear, because it's like I don't feel like I got nothing to hide from. Like, in my time on the roads, in my time of life, I've achieved what I'm happy to say I've achieved. Like, I live in my house. You know what I'm saying? My house is not in the ends. You know what I'm saying? My house was bought off the ends for reasons too. When we was growing up, that's what the hustle was supposed to be about. You hustle to get enough money to buy somewhere that's away from the negativity of where you are. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah. So
once man accomplished that I would like to say from a young age, when I forwarded out of prison, I just said, I'm going home. I was always living in the ends, renting in the ends. These times my house is out of the ends, but because London was my hub of everything that I was doing and was involved in, I was always here. But then when I realised, daughter, got a pattern up, how do I make sense? I'm banned from the ends anyway, on top of that.
Why? If you don't mind me asking.
Just like when you go, for those that's been to prison, and that when you get your license conditions.
Oh, yeah.
Your license conditions will tell you what you can and can't do. And for me,
who you can hang around with, who you can't, whatever you can be in.
What I couldn't do was be in certain boroughs, certain places, couldn't be with certain people. But all that did for me was motivate me even more to be like, well, I always knew what I was doing when I came out anyway. Now this is extra motivation to say, cool, like, let me just get focused on what I got to do now. And then the rest is kind of history. But to those people that feel like, not that I've left them or done anything, because I'm no one to leave you anyway, but I'm still the same person with the same principles and the same morals. It's just that I understand at some point in life, you have to evolve and you have to do better. Yeah. Especially if you've got children. And if that doesn't resonate with you, you're just not ready to hear it yet. But at some point, everybody's ready to hear it. Do you get what I'm saying?
I think it's a good thing that you did that, though. You see, like the video about working and being a rapper, because then obviously a lot of people look up to you, especially the younger generation. They look up to you. They can relate to you, because they know like who you are, what you've been through, what you've done, So for them to see that, like aspiring rappers, people who are rapping, they'll feel like it's okay for them to do that. Yeah. They'll feel like they can do music and go and get a job too. Because if Clue can do it and he's open about it, then I can do it. Yeah. So I think it's a good thing that that you did that. There is a positive to it.
100%. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So do you think that your daughter like changed you a lot all around as a person?
100%. Because like I said, I'm not stupid. Like, well, I can be stupid, but I'm a lot smarter than maybe I let on. So I just knew I'm not like my father. I wouldn't follow his steps and have a child and then just not be involved. So the moment the mother of my child was having my daughter, I always knew, regardless whether me and her stick together, I'm always involved in the life of my daughter. Knowing that, all right, I've got to do better. You know what I'm saying? Someone's looking at me as a father. Yeah. That's my dad. All right. Let me not let you down. Do you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, my daughter just changed me wholly, man.
Was she the sole reason of why you changed, or was there other stuff that ever happened in your life that made you?
I feel like she's the only thing that changed me.
So do you think if her birth never happened, do you think you'd have?
I think I'd still be probably wild. And when I say wild, that's, I don't want people to think, when I say wild, I'm somebody that, like, if you're my people, whatever you're on, I'm on. As immature as that may sound, that's just how I've grew up, defending my people, defending myself as well, obviously. But, like, if I'm with you, I'm with you. If there's nothing to stop me thinking about being with you and we're doing certain things, I'd still be doing those things. So maybe my daughter was brought here for a purpose, for me to change as well. Because like you said, without her, probably still be in some kind of mix-up. Do you get what I'm saying? But it's just not, like I said, knowing what's right and what's wrong. Once you have a child, don't be doing things that your child might look at when they're older and be like, I don't rate that. Because I know a lot of people, their parents, still on the park bench in the ends drinking a Stella, and I'm not trying to say that's wrong. I'm just trying to say I don't want my daughter to look at me and feel like my dad's just, in the ends and just chilling on park benches drinking 2 Dragon Stout and smoking weed, but there's no money forwarding in the yard, or I was never going to be that guy. Never, ever, ever. So, yeah.
Would you have any more kids?
Yeah, I would,
You would, yeah?
Yeah, I would, I was always someone that was kind of like, can't let any woman have my youth. When I say any woman, it's like, it's so easy, innit? Like, for a woman to have your child.
Yeah.
But for me, I need to know you.
If you're reckless.
Do you understand?
If you're reckless,
so
which a lot of people are.
That's what I'm saying.
That's where you get all the baby mums.
It's easy to go down that road. For me, I was always like, nah, man, I need to know you kind of inside out. I need to know what your mentality is. I need to know what your mood swings are like. I need to know. And then I can realize, right, yeah, you can have my child. You're sensible. Even in times of immaturity, you're still kind of half sensible though.
Yeah.
So that's hence why I've only got the one. So if I was to, like, feel like I met someone that's kind of, then yeah, no problem.
Okay.
You get me?
Inshallah. Why not? It would be nice for her to have a little brother or sister.
Yeah,
as well.
it'd be nice. Obviously, she's got like an older sister, because the mother of my child had a child before me.
Oh, okay.
So she's got an older sister. She's got cousins, and like my family's kind of close. Like my sister's got a boy and a girl. So my niece and my nephew, obviously her cousins, and her older sister, who's like old enough to like guide her and be there to protect her, and so she's kind of good.
That's what I was gonna say, because I have a daughter, but I only have her. She doesn't have no brothers or sisters.
Okay.
And because she's on the spectrum, sometimes I do wish, like, if she had like a brother or a sister, so if anything did happen to me,
that's right.
Do you know what I mean?
Someone to protect them.
Someone to protect her.
Yeah, I totally agree.
So
I feel the same and I think the same. But yeah, she's got people to govern her if anything was to happen. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, let's see what happens, man.
So where are you at now with your music and stuff? Where
am I? I still, it is for
me.
You
just released an album not long ago, right?
I mixed. So I released them. I've been out of jail a year now.
Okay.
I had a lot of songs before I went away. Songs with like Scraps, Wretch, Crept. Am I forgetting anybody? I feel like I'm forgetting somebody, but they was done before I went in. So when I came out, I did other songs and then put them all together. Made a mixtape called Clued Up. Pushed that out to the masses on Spotify, and that's out now. And now I've just been recording. I released Myla as a single. I've got another single called Southside. I'm going to drop that the 1st of the new year, 1st of Jan, with my little brethren, T Tenny, wavy artist. I'm endorsing his music. He's cold. And I've got loads of music in the background. It's just about, for me now, it's about making it make sense. I think the days of just, because my life's different now.
Yeah.
I have to be kind of conscious of the message that I'm putting out. I have to kind of understand, like, can't be talking too much was and too much road if I'm living a different way. So I have to be very mindful and conscious of that.
You want to keep it as authentic as possible and as real as to
like my music's always been, I feel like my music's always been authentic and always been real, but it was always more so because I was really out doing what I'm doing and saying what I'm saying. So it matched up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Whereas now, fast forward now, if I'm a working person, if I start releasing gunman tunes and this and that, you're gonna be looking at me thinking, they only go to work. I saw this. So I have to be conscious of that. But that's better for me because I want to release more music that's, you know, I touched on the subject with my daughter. I feel like a lot of people can relate to that. The Southside song, I feel like what I'm saying in it and the representation of it, people will be able to relate to that. So I'm just trying to make sure I'm conscious of whatever I release, there's like a message in it that I'm more conscious of now than ever. Freestyles and that might be my little lane for me to talk was.
Yeah,
because I know I've got an audience that I realize I've got an audience of people that like to hear that from me.
Yeah.
And I get that. Like even if I want to move on,
original fans.
even if I want to move on, they won't let me. Like they want to hear that.
They want to hear
that. I said to myself, all right, well, freestyles will probably be a way for me to get that, vent that frustration out because that's still in me to do. Because man's lived a life where there's so much things I could talk about that I haven't probably already anyway. So yeah, I think I just gotta balance it.
I get that sometimes. I started because when I first started rap, it was hardcore, and then I started putting out a few commercial stuff, and people are like, "What is this?" They're like, "We don't want this. We don't want this. We want the hard rap. Like that's what we want to listen to. Who have you become? You know this like." But then you get a new fan base who actually like that as well. So it's good to be versatile and do different stuff because then you have a versatile like a fan base. So, but yeah, so I wanted to ask you, why did you go to prison? If you don't,
on my last sentence.
So how many times have you been to? Let's start. How many times?
Unfortunately, I've been to jail 4 times.
Okay.
10.
How old was you the first time? Your first sentence.
I went to jail late. You know, I was like 26.
Okay, well that's good.
Yeah, like I had an amazing run.
That's an amazing run.
Yeah,
and
that can kind of show you the person I kind of am. Like 26. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like I've been outside since I was like 12, 13.
That's an amazing run.
What I'm trying to say. So yeah, first time I think I was like 26, and then.
What was that for?
First charge was firearms and kidnap.
Oh, okay. So it was a good run, but then when you did,
then got that.
But then when you did get into,
when I caught
case.
When I caught it, I caught
when you caught it, you caught it.
Yeah, but thankfully, due to certain things in the case, I got a plea bargain. So I managed to plea out an imitation firearm because they never found no machine. They never.
Okay.
So
what, they give you a 5 or
basically
3.5?
4. Basically get a 4.
Yeah.
But the problem was when I forwarded out, I caught 3 charges back to back. So in 010, caught a 4. Came out in 012. I was out like a month. Caught another 4. I caught another 4 for it was kidnapping a bladed article. But again, due to certain circumstances, they caught the blade. But the kidnap I managed to get out of, so I got a plea, but I still had to do 4 do 2. Okay. I came out again, food charge, 4 do 2. So it's like, felt like from 010 to 016 I was in jail. Then when I forwarded out from 016 to 2021, 5 years, then I went back in 2021, came out 23, end of 23.
Okay, and that was your last sentence? And
that was my last one.
What prisons did you go to?
I've been to loads, man. I feel like I've been to all of them. For people that can remember, I've been Blunderston, been Wayland, been High Point, been Edmonds Hill when it's called High Point North and South.
I think everyone's been High Point, isn't it?
Edmonds Hill. I've been the Mount, Wandsworth, Scrubs.
Belmarsh?
Never been Belmarsh. Brixton. Finally made it to a decat on my last sentence. Went Stamford Hill.
Okay.
Am I forgetting any?
That's quite a few.
Yeah, am I forgetting any? No, I don't think I am. Maybe I am, but yeah, they're the jails I've been to. So
what was your, like, the first time that you ever went to prison and with that kind of case, what was what was your thoughts?
Going or as in
going
when I got caught?
The first time you've never been, getting caught, going, like what was that?
It's like, I always heard the stories from my peers, people older than me, older cousins, even my dad, certain conversations we had briefly. I always used to hear about prison and that. So when I finally was on my journey there, I was kind of intrigued, you know. I was kind of like, well, I get to find out now.
You get to see it.
Yeah, not that I'm, proud to say it, but I was intrigued. I was like, all right, well, now I'm going to see. Because you'd always hear like, you won't like it in prison.
As acts of
now,
deterrence.
now I'm gonna see in it, and then to be honest with you, like prison, I feel like prison is doesn't define you, but it's whoever you are will determine whether you last in there or you make it in there. And I feel like for me that was a good test, because I always used to think I was badder than I am.
Okay.
If that makes sense. You always think you're bad in it, like, or you're, you know, until you start understanding that that philosophy of there's always someone better than you. So for me, I found it like, all right, cool. There are some crazy people in there, but I stood up too, I think, in prison. I feel like in my whole 10 years of prison time, I can only count one time that a man snaked me from behind, pause. And that's a crazy why for that person anyway, because I'm from an era where we do things face to face.
Okay.
If we're fighting, if we're doing anything, it's contact from face to face. This from behind, I don't know what generation started this creep up on man from behind.
Gen Z.
Yeah, I don't know who started it, where it forwarded from, but I don't rate it, I don't respect it, I think it's cowardly. But yeah, my whole 10 year, that's the only one time I can name. And
what, that's the only beef you ever got into in prison?
Not beef, that's the only time I took a loss. Because it was attacked from behind.
Yeah.
In front of officers and that. And a lot of people watching this that may know me or know whatever, they may know of what I'm talking about, but that's the only one time I've taken an L in a 10-year jail sentence. So for me, I take it on the chin and just say, you know what, like,
I wouldn't even take that as L, to be honest, because he came from behind.
No, but you know what it is? This is the crazy thing with me, yeah, because I'm such a realist. It's like, I understand why you did it. I don't rate it. I don't respect it. I understand it.
It was the only way of...
It's the only way it's the only way.
The only way he's going to get to...
In front of the officers, everybody that's been to jail knows that's a no-go. You don't do things in front of the officers, you wait. Jail is so easy to orchestrate things. Like if you got an issue with somebody, or if you want to see somebody like that, it's so easy to orchestrate it.
Like in the showers, no.
Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Look, you understand what I'm saying? So that just made me smile to myself and say, well, although it's an L for me, I believe it's an L, but I can also keep my head up because it's like, don't rate that though.
Yeah.
Don't rate that though. And then anybody that's ever been in jail with me, locked down with me, they know how I am in prison. And that's why I can just sit here comfortably and tell you, do you get what I'm saying? So, but yeah, you learn jail, like you learn a lot about yourself, man. You find out who you really are. You adapt to certain surroundings. You learn certain people learn how to cook, clean, tidy up. I think my OCD came from being in jail. So yeah, like
even like
gift and curses.
Qualifications as well, courses.
Qualifications. Even the mentoring position that I work in now was from jail.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm grateful. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, but yeah, jail was just a journey that if you want to go on it, you're gonna go on it. You're gonna find out whether you're supposed to be there or not. No one's supposed to be in jail, and let's have it right. But there are people that they don't have nothing for them outside, and they feel like a bed with 2 meals a day. Unfortunately, but for them it's fortunate. So
yeah, well, some people are so institutionalized.
Yeah, they
don't know. Like I know a good few people who have been in jail literally all their lives, and they're like the same age group, slightly older. So they could be like in their 40s even now.
Yeah.
But where they've been in jail all their life, in and out, they don't want to be on road. They want to be in jail because when they're in jail, they know like how to be, what to do.
Yeah.
When they come out, and especially now, there's even certain people who've done like long birds. When they come out, it's a lot to take in, especially like with all the internet going on and everything so fast paced. It's like it's a lot. So a lot of them, they actually happy to go back. They actually want to go back.
Do you know what it is for me? Like this is a message for like the younger generation. It's kind of like we've all been young to the point where we used to think it was cool and it was impressive to go jail and be in there, yeah. But first of all, free the lifers that I know. But when I speak to the lifers that I know, all they tell me is they wish they didn't do what they did. So when I hear that message from them, and these are people that I deem as being people that was definitely about what it was about. When I hear that message from them, it just makes me feel like I'm doing the right thing, because it's like, no one don't want to sit down for 30 years.
Yeah.
I understand if someone offends your family or disrespects your family and you have to do what you have to do, and that's the consequence. That's something I'm willing to sit down and take. But other than that, No one don't want to spend 30 years in the can.
Yeah,
It's
mentally,
just real. It's just the realest answer. Like no one does. So if we all know that, then what are we doing to change that for that path?
Yeah.
You get it? So yeah,
What's
man, figure
what's
out.
the most craziest thing that you ever seen when you was in prison?
Probably a man kill himself. Man hang himself.
What do you actually see him do?
Yeah, see a man hang himself, open up his flap and he's there hanging and that.
What was that like? Seeing that.
An experience. First time I've ever seen that. But yeah, an experience. Like wow, like. And what's crazy is we was talking to him before he banged up. I think it was at dinner, and the youth was basically asking like me and my brethren, like, what's this jail thing about? Like, is it cool in here? Yeah, you'll be all right. You know, like man's kind of telling him, you'll be all right, man. You don't seem like you're here to cause anyone no trouble. Keep yourself to yourself. You'll be fine.
So he had just come in.
He's just come in. He's asking advice.
Okay.
How is jail? I've never been here before. You know, what do I do? What don't I do? So man's kind of telling him what to do, the to-dos and the don'ts. And then he's kind of banged up.
Was it a big bird or?
I don't even think he said how long he was there for, you know. We came to find out after, I think he was on a little bird. Like, he might have had to do like 9-10 months or something like that.
Why do you think he done that?
I just think some people forward in there and feel like it's going to be a certain way for them and maybe they just really can't handle it.
Scared.
Because I do think you need to be a certain... you need to be made of be made of certain minerals, as they would say, in prison, man. And I think there's a lot of people that go to prison and they've heard how it can be, and I just don't think they even want to think about experiencing it, because a lot of people do take their lives in prison. That's a fact. But for this guy, yeah, like he banged up, and I remember because we had it governed, we was out, and then I remember the bell's gone because one of the officers gone to his flat. The officer's trying to tell the man them that obviously no one go to the door, but obviously because he's panicking and running around, he's left the door vacant. So when man's bust the flap, yeah, the guy was just in there hanging, and then we had to get banged up obviously, and then the rest was history. Found out like that
must be an image that you'll never forget.
Yeah, I'll never forget it. Never forget it still. But that's probably the worst thing I've seen.
It must have been heartbreaking watching him hanging from there, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean. The reality is, for me, I think I've always been cold-hearted. I think that comes from the no father thing, learning that you have to control emotions and you have to kind of know how to. It sounds crazy, but it's like there was this time where I felt like being cold-hearted was a protection mode for me. It'll help, so I don't feel the aches and the pains. Let me just keep it. So when I saw it, yeah, just how I'm telling you was how I remember being like, raw, banging up, remember, you know, rolling a spliff and just thinking, raw, my man's gone mad. Like, crazy. Did you get it?
Any other incidents that stand out to you from your sentences?
That stand out?
That you can remember?
What's a standout moment? Let me see if I can remember a stand. Nothing as obviously as sad as that, but so many moments of like banter, jokes that I can remember. Violence wise, I remember like one time I had to beat up a man in healthcare because he tried to, and this is when I knew, this was on my last sentence, I knew I was getting, number one, too old for this stuff, and number two, I just shouldn't be in here, because it's like, with how the gang thing goes nowadays, yeah, I think I got approached by like someone that might be like 10 years younger than me or something, whatever it was. And
a youngin'?
Yeah, and a man's just a man's walked past me, you know. I'm in healthcare, a man's walked past me. He's with his brethren or whatever it is, there's two of them, they've walked past me. Something's told me that something don't seem right here. Twos, when I've turned around, the youth's kind of walking towards me now, and he's saying to me, "Clue, yeah?" And while he's saying "Clue, yeah," he's swinging his arm. But it's like, I'm in a mode of like, shock that you think that you're going to try and fight me. Because in jail, I like to train, innit? Like anybody that's been in jail, they know how I put it up in the gym, pause. But I like to train. I'm on my burpees, I'm on my Navy SEALs. When I'm in the Nasium, yeah, we're
Pretty focused.
we're doing all right, and we do all right. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Anybody that knows me knows they can vouch for that. So when I'm looking on this individual and I'm sizing it up, I'm saying, I've heard the name, I've seen the arm swung. The arms it's obviously missed me because he's not serious, but I'm in a shock of like, rah, you're trying to fight me, bro. This is so rude. No, but you get like, if we could just pause time, you know, like this is so rude. How dare you? Who told you can do this? No, audacity. Bro. Yeah, like no, like this isn't. So yeah, I just remember I just had to fizzy him up, but then I'm just thinking, when I've got back to the wing and then they're telling me, yeah, because I get the nicking sheet or whatever it is, and it's got his age on there and all these things, and I'm just like, at that point, I remember reading it, I'm just like, fucking hell, man, like, what happened to the days of like
respecting your elders?
And it's not even so much that, because I get it. If you're from an area that doesn't get on with the area that I represent, I can understand. You don't have to respect me. I get that. But you should understand that I'm of an age where I'm not going to... Because remember, had you have just kept on walking, remember, I don't know this age group. I don't know you. I don't know you. And that was the problem in jail this time. I don't know a lot of you by face because you're younger than me. I haven't seen you outside. I don't know you. So I could walk past you. If he had just kept on walking, I would have known who he was. I would have gone about my business. He would have gone about his business. So my thing is, if you know who I am, clearly, which is what you did and you did do, you could have just kept it moving. But what you tried to do was do that thing of, I wouldn't say make a name for yourself like I'm somebody, but you basically wanted to send some kind of message, thinking that you can tell whoever that you put hands on man or whatever it is. But my whole thing is, bro, like, know who you're fighting, know who your war is with, in a sense of like, I just walked past you, which should tell you that I don't know who you are. Because one thing about me is, if I do know you and I do know it could be a problem, I'm not just going to walk past you. We're going to have to do what we have to do. So the fact that I've walked past you and haven't even paid you no mind, you should have just kept it pushing and been like, nah, whatever, old head or whatever. Nah, he's not man's age group. But no, you wanted to do the whole clue, yeah? And then you got yourself fizzied up, and then it's just like, yeah, it just made me know, like, wow, like, I can't be coming back here, you know? Like, people that could potentially maybe be close to being man's youth or whatever it is are trying to fight me, and it's like, that doesn't give me no satisfaction.
Yeah.
Fizzying up the youth didn't make me feel better. It didn't make me feel like, it was more like, I can't believe, you know, when you're dealing with your son or something, or you pick me, you know, it just made me feel like, nah, man. So, but yeah, that's just, like you said, you asked for a story. That was quite funny at the same time, even though when I got back, I was kind of like, oh man, that's a joke thing. But at the time, it was like, yeah.
I was going to ask you, before you said he said clue, do you feel like at times, not obviously you're not a victim and you wouldn't have none of it, but do you feel like at times you was targeted simply just because you was clue?
I think with me, and this is what I'm saying, other than the one I told you about, the L, that I believe was an L, that's the only one that I can think was an L in any way. But anything other than that, I don't think I've been targeted. I think it's just a case of people know where I represent. People know Clapham Junction, Wandsworth Borough, that's my stomping ground. So I think if you don't get on with people in these areas, you see me, you may see a challenge of, I want to prove something to this brother, or I want my people to know in my neck of the woods that I moved to my man pause, and I got, you know what I'm trying to say. So I don't think it's it's a weird one, man, because when I was younger, if I'm seeing older people from an area or whatever it was, even though it wasn't that intense in my day, because we was pulling up to estates to have fights and it was organised. Yo, man's man's coming at 2:00. Make sure you're by the football cage. Bring whoever, you know, like. Whereas now it's not like that. But so I don't really understand it. I don't want to throw the word clout out there, because I just think that you can't be thinking. I'm no one to get clout off of, bro. I don't know why you would see me as clout, but I think you just see me and think, oh, he's from there. He rolls with them, so let's get him. And I understand it. It's chess. I get it. I'm not mad at it. It just makes me know how to move better, in a sense of like, like, if you put yourself in prison at my age and these ages, you're going to have to deal with these little situations. unfortunately.
But don't you think, like, from back in our days, in our generation, yeah, and now, what's your thoughts on this generation now, and like how like, because obviously, like, back in the days, for example, even though, like, we'd be on a block, you'd have the youngers, you have the olders, but there was always that respect for the olders. So like, for example, if you see certain man's mum walking with shopping bags, you'd be like, oh, come auntie, let me hold that, let me take that off. Do you know what I mean? Or if you're doing something, someone will go tell one of the oldest one will call you back, listen, you can't be moving like that. And then they respect the oldest, so then they go and, do you know what I'm saying? They look back at what they're doing, they behave themselves. Whereas now, people are hammering up people's mums. Like, do you know what I mean? They're like reckless with it. Like, back in the days, our generation, there was only like, you could count on one hand 5 men that are firearm man, and everyone was shook at them. And to get a firearm was hard. You needed to be connected. Now everyone's got a firearm. You could be within the area. It could be nothing to do, but because you're standing with certain man, people are coming busting shots at you. It's like, it's becoming like America.
Yeah, I feel like it's a difficult one, because although what you're saying is right and it shouldn't be like that, unfortunately, like, for whatever reason, there's been a narrative that's been created that it's like, if you're standing with people I don't get along with, you have to be prepared to deal with what forwards to you. And that's just the narrative. You're standing with that person. If I forward round there and I'm doing my thing, you can get it too. Regards to like estates that I know of in my borough, I feel like the ones that don't respect the elders, there's reasons behind it. So their reasons could be, you know, maybe they feel like they've fallen off, or they you know, a lot of older generation people, you know, they used to smoke food and do things that the younger generation would hear about now as they're getting older. Now they've heard them stories that, I don't rate my man no more. Forget that, you know what I'm saying? So they want to test that now. They want to show that person their authority. Yeah,
or there's like certain elders that were mean to them when they were kids.
Even down to that, I know people older, that was very what's the word? What's the right word for it, man? Not manipulate, but there's people that was once upon a time, you know, making younger generation people do certain things that maybe they wasn't willing to do.
Yeah.
So now those people have grown up and realized, raw, you wasn't willing to do that, or you wasn't even about that to do that. You had me doing it. No, furthermore, I'm old now. Let me let you know that you're an idiot for me now. So it's a get back thing.
Yeah, get back thing.
That's why I've always grown up with the morals of like, never throw disrespect and shade to people younger than you just because they're younger than you. Everybody grows up. Everybody gets older. So when you're older and you want to chill out now, they're in their prime. And you still haven't moved out of your area. You're still in the area. Now that's their area, technically.
And that's why it's good to always be good. It's good to always be good to people, especially to the youngers as well.
I always feel like with anyone that's younger than me that I have respect and love for, I have genuine love and respect for them, because you're from the area and man just respect you off of that. You've got manners as well. You show man respect. You don't have to. Let's have it right. No one has to show. Respect is earned.
Yeah, it's not given.
Not given. So if you show me respect, that's love for me. Like, yo, and I've got, you know, I'll show it same way back to you. You can be 10 years younger than me. It doesn't matter. I'll still show you the same respect, because that's the world that we're supposed to live in. But that's me. I'm not really, you get what I'm saying? Not everyone's like me in that sense, but I think that's just how it should be, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I definitely think that as well. I think that respect should be earned, not given. Cause yeah, definitely, I'm with you on that.
Do you get what I'm saying? So like, and I don't think the beef thing can't really done, because I understand it. Although I can sit here and say, oh, everyone needs to put down the guns and put down the knives.
But sometimes the beef runs too deep for that.
You understand? How you can't tell somebody that's lost a friend, a cousin, a brother, to somebody that you know over there that done it. But now you're going to listen to a man telling you, yo, forget the beef. You can't tell him that, because he's got his anger. He's got, you understand what I'm saying? He wants,
it's gone too deep.
Exactly. He has to see that person's parents who may be in tears, heartbroken, have that conversation with her, hear mumsy telling him about, I miss my son, I miss my daughter, and then now that's fueling the fire to be like, yeah, man's got to get this get back, you know? So I understand it. That's why you'll never hear me preaching, put things down. And I just understand that if no one's been killed, through your beef or through your passer, then there's maybe a chance to just say, yo, always try to resolve it if you can.
Yeah.
If someone has unfortunately lost their life to something, that conversation is a lot harder to have with those individuals, to tell them to leave it alone, because you have to understand and respect the fact that they've lost someone they care for. So yeah, man, I understand. It's I don't like to hear it. I would love for it all to just end in an ideal world, but we don't live in an ideal world. So
have you always had this diplomatic approach, or?
Yeah, I feel like with me, the older I've got, the more wiser I've got. The younger I was, the more reckless I was. I was easily influenced in a sense of, in my younger days, yo, we're going over there to do X, Y, Z. Yeah, let's go. You know, like, we're going to do, yeah, let's go. What? Nah. And then...
Yeah, that's what beef was at back in
you
the day.
understand?
It was on the spot.
Yeah,
is that
like
what?
I said, like, what?
Come now, that's and
what
it's
it
done.
was. That's what it was. Where's he from? Yeah, we're going there now.
Yeah, straight now. You
like,
can't do that now.
Not this, like, yo, what? Link me at Rare Tear. And, yeah, no, we're going there now.
Yeah.
So I think the older I've got, I've just understood, like,
now
there's always someone better than you, like I said earlier. And someone's always willing to go further than you are. So if you're willing to do a lot, imagine the person that's willing to do a lot more than you, what that can bring to your doorstep. So these are things, as you get older, you just start realizing, like I said, I'm still the same person. I still hold the same principles and morals. I'm just trying to grow and be a better father because I'm a father now. So I can't be the old me. Then I'm living in the past.
And then you're putting her in danger as well.
I'm trying to live in the present and the future. So that means I need to evolve. So that's what I believe that's the process I'm in. Do you get it? So yeah, there's definitely been change on my journey. But I'm cool with it, man. Like I said, I don't sit here trying to be someone or pretending to be someone. No, I'm not. I'm cool. Like, it's cool for jokes. Disrespect is disrespect always. But other than that, I don't try to portray this bad boy image. I don't try to portray this, I'm a gangster. I don't try to portray this, you should be scared of me. Nah, bro. And perception is one thing that you can't change as an individual. I can't change what you think of me.
Yeah.
A conversation might make you think, he's actually... Do you get what I'm saying? I've had conversations with so many people that after the conversation, they reach out or whatever and say, yo, bro, like, just want to say, like, yeah, man, I didn't expect you to be like...
They wouldn't expect that.
And when I come, I just think about what people expect. Like, but I understand perception is a serious thing.
I'll be honest, yeah. I'm one of those, because I never... Obviously, I've always heard your music and seen your videos and stuff and heard about you on road and stuff and through mutual friends, people that I know of that know you and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's not until I watched your podcast with RTM, Young Spray, and I heard you speaking. Yeah. And I was like, I wasn't expecting that. I was thinking he's actually quite articulate, you know what I mean? He's kind of well-spoken. He's like, you obviously you're road, you got that road, but you at the same time, you're not, if you know what I mean. Can you understand what I'm trying to say?
100%.
Yeah, so when I watched that interview of you and Spray and you was talking and like just the things you were saying and then, you know, just like the whole, because obviously that, anyway, I'm not even gonna, but you composed yourself and carried yourself well, innit?
What was you gonna say there?
No, because you know, obviously Spray, he's mind games, innit? Yeah, why he's like the wine minister, so he's all wind up, you know what I mean? But like, he knows what he's doing though, innit?
Yeah,
he knows what he's doing. That's how he get the views, and he does, you know what he does, you know.
100.
But like, you know, you carried yourself and you composed yourself, like, and I can see at times if you watch it back, like you're looking at him like this guy's crazy, you know what I mean? And he's like, am I going mad? Am I going mad? Why for that? You know what I'm saying? But it was like. Yeah. That's when I think I got to see your personality and how you think, how you speak, and then obviously your music started changing, and I started watching that, and I was thinking, okay, you're actually quite a positive figure, and you're trying to send out a positive message, and you're trying to, you know, show the young generation that it's not about that. Change your life, you know what I'm saying? Where not a lot of artists are doing that, you know. There is some, don't get me wrong, but the majority are not. The majority are on this beefing, clashing, watches, Rolexes, women, twerk, you know, like the usual. So it was refreshing to see that. It was refreshing.
Do you know what the contradiction is? It's like, and this is what I'm saying about why people get things so misconstrued with music. Remember, I grew up in an era of music was about you want to be the best, and through lyrics and through whatever it is, you're going to prove that you are the best, whether that is challenging your opponent, the next rapper, you're going to prove that you're the best in it. It's an art form. So for me, I would be rude, I'd be offensive to the people that I don't know, because in my eyes, this is my circle. Everybody in this circle got love for, this is us, this is one team. If you're not in this team or this circle, you can get it. Verbally, you can get it. Musically, whatever, talk about you, whatever. I've never disliked mums, dead people, or nothing like that. There's always a line that I'm not willing to kind of cross, but I'd be very rude, very offensive. But I always knew it was music. Yes, I'm outside to the point where if I bump into you and you've got a problem, okay, we'll deal with the problem. But it's music. Like, so there's those people that will always create a narrative. Clues, this, he's that, like, rare. But like you just said, sat there and said, like, there's people that I have a conversation with and people that get to know me, because not everybody gets to know you, innit? The people that actually,
you don't really do much podcasts and stuff like that. You're quite exclusive, innit?
Yeah, I don't really. Like even with you, I was like, I phoned one of my peoples and I was just like, and they was like, nah, man, she's good stuff, man. I'm not gonna blow them up. You get me? But they was like, she's good stuff, so that's enough for me. Once I hear that, yeah, cool, I'm forwarding. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Shout out to whoever that was. Love for that.
Yeah, but back to like, I understand why I've created this thing of people don't really rock with me because they think I'm probably arrogant, ignorant, and all the above. But you can think that, but when you get to know me, not that you're supposed to get to know me, but those that get to know me, they would tell you a different story, because like you said, man's just cool. Man's just cool. Man's just on banter. Man know what's right, what's wrong, and that's really it. But when it comes to music, it's like this is a aggressive field. Look at any rap, American rap, French rap, whatever rap you want to talk about. It was born off disrespect. It was born off. You get what I'm trying to say?
That's what rap
it wasn't
is.
born off like being friendly.
Yeah,
it's competitive. It's a competitive sport, bro. Like, I don't know you. You're saying you're the coldest. Well, I'm over here saying I'm the same thing. What are you saying?
Yeah.
But those people, I think, used to like, they take it literally like I'm against them, or like you understand what I'm saying? Like trying to, I don't know, like I think I'm better than them, when that's never been the case. I just think that I'm a good rapper. I've got faith in my ability, and that's it. That's all it ever was. I was just confident. And some people don't know how to handle that confidence, and
that's the thing. You can see the confidence oozing.
Yeah.
So when they see that, they take that as like
they take it as arrogance, disrespect. But I'm just trying to show you, bro.
You have to be like
maybe
that
means I rate you secretly. That's what I was trying to tell someone the other day. Like, if I'm challenging you, I must rate you.
Yeah. Otherwise, why would
I challenge you? I wouldn't even put your name in no lyrics. I wouldn't even subliminally dish you or. So yeah, but I understand why there's a crowd of people that don't like man. And there's a crowd of people that do. Yeah.
You always get that though, innit?
That's how it goes.
Doesn't matter how big you are. You're always
not supposed to be liked by everybody, innit?
Yeah. So, and if you are, there's something's not
You're
right.
doing something wrong if everybody likes you.
You must be fake or something.
You understand what I'm saying? And that's one thing I've never been like. So it is what it is. You know what I mean?
What's your thoughts on the music industry now? How it's become and like the rappers and the music that's... Do you like?
I think it's
what do you think of the
man.
UK? The UK.
The UK is segregated, man. And like I said, it's segregated because with all what's going on with the beef stuff and all that, the rappers that are emerging to have good careers that represent these areas that don't get along with other areas naturally are going to not want to integrate or mix with the opposition.
Yeah.
So that means it's segregated now.
Yeah.
It's sad that it's like that, but like again, I understand it. But the reality is, it's like the only way the rap game works is if a lot of featuring is going on, and but it's going to be hard for that to happen for the reasons we just spoke on. But I just believe with the UK scene, I just think it's segregated to a point where you're either on this side or you're on this side. I don't pick and like other than my brothers and my people. I don't pick sides.
We stay mutual.
I know people from this side and that side. Like, and I'm cool with this person, I'm cool with that person. That's not my business, what you lot do and what you lot have got. That was created before me. That'll be there after me.
Yep.
I only care about my circle of people and what they're going through and what they've been through, because that's a duty of me to care about it. Other than that, it's like, whoa, bro, I'd work with him and I'd work with him. I know they don't get along, but that's not my thing.
Yeah.
But the person on either side might look at you as, oh, I just did a tune with you. Why are you doing a tune with him? So this is for those people to understand. The man them need to realize that
Business.
it's how it grows.
Mm-hmm.
That's how music grows.
It's not personal.
Audiences hear different artists with their people, and they think, oh, who's that? And the
Yeah.
thing starts growing now.
We're a
innit?
fan base. Like, if, say, for example, you do feature,
That's how you grow your fan
my
base.
fans will go to yours, your fans will go to me. It's like, that's the
Exactly.
smart. It's business. It's not.
But I just don't think everybody's willing to understand it. A lot of people know it. They just don't want to make that move because maybe they're stuck in their ways. And then you get the people that feel that they've made it. They don't even want to do or work with anybody to lose any type of clout that they have. That's what I find strange. See, my whole career, it's been based off of working with talent. Whether you've got no clout, whether you've got clout, doesn't matter to me. I think you're cold.
I'm like that.
If I looked on your music and felt like, yo, he's cold or she's cold, I'd reach out.
Yeah.
Or, yo, I've done songs with so many people that was nobodies because I liked their music. I liked what they was about. I liked what I heard. Like, with the game nowadays, the people that are kind of in good positions, they're only willing to work with people that can benefit them. And I get it.
Certain
I always get it
followers
because
and
that's how,
views.
it's chess. But I just think that's what we're losing in the game. I think we're supposed to work with talent.
Yeah, I think it's okay to do that, but at the same time, also work with talent.
Talent, man.
You know what I mean?
If it's talent, work with it.
Yeah.
Why should how much followers they got? How much views they get? How much streams do they get?
Yeah.
That's irrelevant.
Yeah, that's the first thing they ask.
Do you think they got talent? Yeah, work with them.
Exactly.
What's the problem? What you got to lose? Because what goes up must come down.
Exactly.
Do you understand? I always say this, yeah, and it's an example I can give because I've seen it firsthand and it may be controversial, but you see Dutch.
Oh, yeah.
Dutch was somebody, before Dutch's demise, yeah, I knew Dutch before the fame, all of that, and he was a cold rapper. My brethren actually introduced, for me one time, was like, yo, man, look, my brethren that raps that, he wants to do a song with you, he's cold. Heard it, yeah, he's cold, yeah, pattern it.
Yeah, he is hard.
And I'm only saying this because of the example I can give.
Yeah.
Yeah, pattern that. Linked him, did a tune, did a video. This is off the strength of my brethren telling me, it's my brethren, he's cold, listen to him. So the first move, you've been endorsed by someone I know. The second move is, I think you're cold. The third move is, we're doing the music now, then we're putting the visual out. I haven't never once stopped and said, how much followers has he got? Does he get streamed? It's irrelevant. I'm about the music. So we do that. Now we naturally start creating a relationship. And that's what I'm trying to give you the example of. I'm proof of that. Like, that's how I move. That's what I do. Then we all saw where he went and...
He blew.
You understand what I'm saying to you? And if things didn't go left, we probably still would be connected. But I feel like that's out of my hands, innit? So you get me? But other than that, that's just a prime example of, I don't look at how much followers you got, how much streams you got, If it's talent, it's talent. Work with it.
Yeah, it's true. It's like, for example, Lil Wayne and Drake. Before Drake was Drake, Lil Wayne's for the talent. And Nicki Minaj.
Come on.
They had no followers, they had nothing.
That's what I'm saying.
He put them on, they became the biggest rappers, and they benefited him and his label.
That's what I'm saying.
You see, this is why like all the hating stuff and division is no good. Sometimes like you should think, yeah, this person will be good on my team. This person will be good for me and I'll be good for them. You know what I mean? Features, all of that. That's what music is about. It's about connecting, getting together.
The UK artists that are successful or in a good position, I feel like they're not willing to work with anybody that's not in the limelight. Because what examples can you, and this isn't, you know what I'm saying, fair dues to anybody that has done it, because I'm only saying what I see. I only see the top tier artists or the ones that have got a career working with the artists that everybody knows are next up, the Shy Cartiers, the Catch Up Homies, all the artists that are blossoming right now, whoever they may be, shout outs to you lot. But it's like, there's artists on those levels that are just beneath them, that's as cold as them.
Yep.
But because they're not the talked about names,
Yep.
why is nobody working with them?
True.
And it's because it's not beneficial. And I get that it's a business, I understand it, but at the same time, if you're a lover of music and all that, then we'd be working with anybody we'd be working with someone that's got no followers.
True.
But not everybody thinks the same, innit?
Yeah.
So it's a money business, it's a chess business, and unfortunately that's just what it is. So when you ask me about what I think of the industry, I just think, yeah, it's sad that people in power, I feel like they could do a lot more. And, you know, set it. Like, but,
I don't know. I feel like the UK music industry, I'm so sorry. I know I'm gonna probably get cast in this, but I'm just being honest. I just think it's so dead.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I just think it's so dead. When you compare the UK, like obviously there's a few artists like yourself. There's a few artists who I think is really good. Yeah, but if you compare the UK scene to France,
That's what I'm saying.
Morocco,
That's what I'm saying.
even Jamaica now.
That's what I'm saying.
All of the artists that are coming up now, like there's a big difference. And like I'm talking about in top lines, melodies, beats, videos, ideas. They get creative. You know, like they do mad shit. Like they'll hire police cars, police uniforms. Like they do the craziest things that you don't see. Like driving while someone's on top rapping on. Do you know what I'm saying?
They're thinking outside the box.
Yeah. Where the UK, they're very like, it's like, I don't know how to explain it, and the flow is always the same. You know what I'm saying? Everything is always. Don't get me wrong. There's a few good artists here and there, but when you start, even Morocco, it's so up and coming now. Like you got people like Toto, Halil, and they're featuring with artists like Fredo, Lacrim from France. Like the international movement is getting so big. So unless UK start to do more features and want to, collaborate with more artists, I don't see it getting.
That's the thing, isn't it? Like how do you grow the scene? And I think that's the only way, like personally. And I don't say it because like there's nothing for me to gain from saying it. I'm just saying how I see it. I think that's always been the path in music, how it grows.
Definitely.
Even in my ignorant stages of rapping and that, I was still willing to work with people that had no name, no following. So I've never my philosophy has never changed.
But I think it's because you're humble. I think it's you're quite a humble person.
Yeah, naturally.
So I think when you're humble, you're more open to that, because you don't see yourself as like, when you start seeing yourself as, that's when it can get a bit.
That's what's funny to me, because I always hear the stories and the rumors about me, which we all do about ourselves, innit? Like, my man thinks he's gangster, or my man thinks he's and I laugh because I just think
I'm so far from that.
I just think like, bro, when I do my music, I'm passionate about my music. So if I'm telling you a story, I'm passionate about the story. So you understand, like, and what I'm willing to do and what I did do, I'm letting you know and it might sound gangster, it might sound because that's just the truth of what it is. But you never hear me walking around here like I'm the man, or I run this thing, or rare tear. Like I've never done that.
The thing is though, when you rap, you have to have that ego. You have to what are you gonna do? Rap and be like, I'm not about that life.
Yeah,
no,
it doesn't make sense. Like,
you know what I mean? You can't like
always rap about what you do, what you're willing to do. That's how I grew up on music. Music should be about what you're willing to do, what you do, and your story. Yeah, as long as you got those three elements to your music, then you're doing what's right.
Yeah,
and that's what I've always stuck to. What I'm willing to do, what I do, and what I have done, and what I've seen. Like, and so I don't feel like I've gone left. And you'll find there'll be people out there always that will critique you and judge you. He's not like that. He doesn't do that. But bro, do you walk with me 24/7? Do you walk with me 24/7? How do you know I didn't do that? How do you know that? Oh, because you heard it from somebody that doesn't like me. Okay, they're gonna tell you that they don't like me, and that's when I understood you can't control the narrative and the perception on you.
Yeah, you can't.
So it just is what it is. You just got to keep it pushing, man. It's the reality, isn't it?
Yeah.
Trust me.
It's deep. It's true though. It's true. It is. It's crazy.
Yeah.
People and perceptions.
Yeah, you can't change it. Like, even my brother hit me and was like, bro, now you're working and that. Might have to think about the was and rare tear, And I was like, bro, I'm one step ahead of you, my guy. But thank you for reaching out and saying that to me, because that lets me know that it's real between us, because you're thinking of me in that light.
Aww.
And he's not wrong, because it's true. Like I said to you earlier, I live a different life now, but I'm still who I am. So that still means I don't take disrespect. It still means that I'm a certain way inclined.
It's always going to be there, but only when you need it.
But
when it's
now,
time.
like I said, hence why I'm trying to consciously be aware of the music I release now. And if it's was, it'll probably be in a freestyle. If it's a single or a song, I'll try my best to make sure there's a message in it of something. You know what I'm trying to say? Of some form of goodness. Yeah, some form of something. Even if it's a message of, it could be something that's bad, Where's originals, classic joints. I love them, yeah. Classic joints. These are classics as well. The mint thing, but Yeah, as long as there's a message of some sort, you know.
Yeah, so
That's all I'm. That's all I'm happy about. Even if it's bad, if there's a message in the badness, because there's always messages in dark times. But I'm just conscious of that, so that's probably what you'll be hearing from me from now on.
That's good though. It's just because as you're mature and your music is gonna mature with you, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's good. It's like, because that's what it is. Your music is what are you going through in that time of. Do you know what I mean? When you go see people's albums, what they were going through them times.
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly.
Like they're heartbroken. The albums are probably gonna be hot. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Their rage and anger is gonna be anger. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's
it depends.
That's a fact.
So you can only be real, isn't it? By being real about what you're really living.
Facts.
What's your, obviously like now we're in 2024, almost 2025, a lot going on in the world, politically, generally, like just what's your thoughts on everything like that's going on in the world today?
Well, you know, see, when it comes to politics and all that, and I try and keep myself out of it, man. I've always got my opinion on things. Like, I never like to see, it's always sad when you see the killings of like young kids, innocent children, innocent men and women. It's always sad when I see those things, and I'll never understand them deeply like that. But other than that, it's just like, I don't know, man. My perception of the news has changed as I got older. I always feel like sometimes, why are you showing us that, but you're not showing us that?
Yeah.
Why is that you show us this, but we don't get shown this? So sometimes I look at the news and I just think, this is just good promotion sometimes. Even if it is like stuff that's heart touching and, you know, wrong, but sometimes I still feel like, why are you showing it though? But you won't show this or you won't show that. So I just think the world we live in and is a cruel place.
Yeah.
It's a sad place, and although everybody has fun and good times, I think the bad times outweigh them sometimes. But like I said, with the politics and that, it's just like, yo, I see it, I read it, I look into it, and I'm just like, alright, cool.
Leave it alone, innit?
Yeah, man. Because wherever you start, you'll never end.
True. Like the Pandora box, innit? It never stops.
Yeah, man.
And then you find yourself in all sorts of trouble just because you said one or
you
two
gotta
things.
you have to know what you're talking about as well.
You
like,
gotta be really careful.
I understand everybody's got an opinion, and I respect people's opinions because you're entitled. But there's some things I think you should just. I won't speak on that, my guy.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is some things that are better left.
You know what I'm saying?
Alone.
Exactly.
You ever thought about doing like anything like acting or anything like that?
Always, yeah. But again, I think like because I'm so locked off from that kind of world, innit? So it's like if someone reached out and said, yo, then I'm always up for it. Like, but I feel like I've always got, see that perception thing we was talking about. I think people think, I don't know what they think here, but if someone reaches out with an idea, I'm always open to it. Like if it makes sense. I don't think I'm better than nobody. I've never thought that way. I'm just a good rapper, I believe, and I just believe. You understand? I stand on what I stand on. Other than that, I'm cool. You know, anyone that's got any ideas for any type of acting thing and they see me in it, I'm open to it. If it makes sense, it makes sense. I'm there. I like all that stuff. I try and do it like in some of my videos, like little, not that crazy, but just like acting.
That's why I asked you.
Acting out certain little things and that.
You're quite good
I think
at it as well.
I think I've
it.
got the skill to do it. Do you get what I'm saying? Like I think I can do that, but that would be nice to do.
Yeah, because I see some of the stuff is a bit of acting. That's why I asked you. Like.
Yeah, I always try and imply it because let's try and make it creative. Let's try and put a little storyline in it. Just to make it a little bit more exciting for the viewer. But yeah, I'd definitely be involved in any kind of acting or anything like that.
Where would you say you got your... How do I phrase this? Like, I'm not gonna say where do you get your intellect from, but would you say it was your mum, maybe, who? Because you're very mature and you're very like articulate, like I said, well spoken, the way you think and stuff, grounded, humble. Do you think it's your mum that instilled all of these?
Probably. I just think I think I've been immature for so long in my life that at some point you got to get things right. And at some point you got to grow up and mature, or try to. If you're not trying to, then what are you seeking to be? You got to seek to be better, innit? So I feel like my immature days have led me to this point of being more mature. When it comes to speaking and having a little bit of, common sense and stuff like that, I feel like I've always possessed that, but probably just chose never to use that tool.
Do you read a lot?
I do read. Yeah, I do read. Not a lot, but I do read. If I get a chance to read something, or if somebody suggests a book, I'll read it. But I just think, I don't know, man. I think I'm just cut from a different cloth, and who knows what that cloth is. But I just think we're all blessed in certain ways. Because, you know what I'm saying? I'm grateful to hear you say it, but it's like I've heard it a few times, and sometimes I even sit there and think like, am I doing anything different or to other people? I don't think so. But I think we've just all got our own little thing. Whatever that is, we've all got it. We all possess it. So for me, I feel like I've always been a people person, and that's my problem. Like, because if I got love for you, or if we're rolling like that, I'm in it till the end.
Oh,
us against whoever.
Loyal.
So there's people that are not gonna like that, because why is he so involved in that? It's got nothing to do with him. Or it involves my people, so it involves me. That was always my stance on things. But before the involvements, if we took away the involvement of there's a situation, I was always the cool guy, the football guy. Like, travel north, south, east, west, be cool with everybody. You understand? I've always been that before anything. And then when it came to endorsing my brother and his friendship and his batch of brothers, that became, okay, well, this is what it is now, because this is my little brothers and this is what it is. I know how to be loyal, in a sense of, if this is what you lot are pushing, cool. Like, I'm with you lot, innit? Kind of thing. All for one for all. So then the people that maybe were against that would look at me and think like, why is he involving himself? Or why is he fastening up himself? Like, got nothing to do with him. Like, he's not even from there, or da. But the reality is, like I said, I'm loyal to my people. Yeah. Right or wrong, like, there might be people I might be loyal to people that's not loyal to me.
Because you're built that way.
But that might hinder me at some point, but I'm not going to change because of that. I'll see it and I'll note it down. Cool, like, all right. But, so I feel like, yeah, like, there was once upon a time, I've had chances and choices to make that could have benefited me in my music career, and I probably chose not to take them, because what I represent, the people that I cared for, would probably feel a way about it. So that made me stop and say, all right, cool. If that's going to hinder our relationship, I'd rather not do it then.
Okay.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So I'm definitely blessed enough to know that I could have made a way bigger impact in music, but I chose to stay loyal, which made me not have that impact that I could have maybe had. But that makes me happy every day, knowing that.
Yeah, I'd rather that.
I know the truth. I've spoken to the hierarchy, and I've heard them tell me that I'm cold and I'm rare, and I've had I've had the certain people on my music that,
You are cold, man. You're cold. Your music is cold.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But I'm just saying, like, it makes me, I don't question, like, some people will throw a narrative and be like, you've been rapping for so long, bro. Why you ain't made it though? And why'd you carry on? My answer to that person, even though I don't have to answer everybody, but my answer to that person is kind of simple. It's like, I blocked my blessings for reasons that you probably wouldn't understand and can't comprehend, because you're not me. And you don't have the same mindset and the same understanding of why. So to you, it might look like that. You never made it. You didn't do, you just rap. But I know the truth, bro.
Also, when they say you never made it, okay, there's levels to making it. Like, when these people talk made it, there's like trying to probably talk about Drake and them kind of, but you have made it. You have made it. People know you.
Yeah.
From time people know you, you kind of have made it.
I hear you.
You've hit a lot of views. You've been, do you know what I'm saying? You've made it to a certain extent. Obviously, there's different levels of it.
Yeah, that's right.
But you have made, there's people who are rapping and no one knows who they are.
Yeah.
They don't even get 50 views. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, facts.
So
that's facts.
when people say that, that for me, I feel, all right, I'm not big, but I made it for People know me.
People know
In
who you
Morocco,
are.
people come ask me for pictures. I've hit Millview.
Yeah.
I've got my Spotify, my iTunes. I make money from it. Like, what do you mean by made it?
Yeah. What's your definition of
Yeah,
made it?
I've done features with huge artists that get 20, 30, 50 million views.
That's crazy.
Like, what's your definition? Do you know what I mean?
That's crazy. Yeah.
When you say made it, all right, what level made it? Because people know you.
Yeah.
They can't say, you know what I'm saying? And especially in the UK, it's harder to make it in the music industry. Do you know what I mean? So you kind of, I won't say you're a household name, but you kind of are. If I say, whoever I've said a Clue or mentioned, they'll be like, oh yeah, no one's been like, who's that?
Yeah.
No one's ever said to me, who's that?
Okay.
They're like, oh yeah, my man, all right, cool. They know you.
Yeah.
So
I'm cool with that.
you have made it.
I'm cool with that.
Do you know what I mean?
I'm cool with that. And you got to remember as well, it's like, my mission and my goal was never to be like known, like in a sense of like, oh, I want everybody to know about me. Dude, that was never my mission. Like,
It was music. It's
my
for the
mission
love
was
of
like,
music.
like with this rap thing, I want to be the best on my block. That grew to, I want to be the best in my borough. That grew to, I'm better than the man over there.
Okay.
So now it's competitive. It was never about, yo, I want to be the best, as in like known everywhere. I want everything that comes with this. I want all the accolades. I want all the respect. Nah, bro. Like, rap is an opinionated sport. Some people are gonna think I'm good. Some people are gonna think I'm rubbish, and that's cool. I just hope that it's, as long as it's less people that think I'm rubbish and more people that think I'm good, then I'm all right.
Yeah.
If everybody thought I was rubbish, then I might have to look in the mirror and say, yo, bro, what are you doing here? But I feel like it's not like that. I feel like, for me, from the biggest rappers we've got over here, I've been, I've heard them salute. I've been told personally by them, like, and that's big them up. Do you get what I'm saying? But yeah, I know what I'm about, man. I know what my skill set is. I know what I can do, and
the thing is, yeah,
that's it.
you got to where you got to without doing all of that, bringing hoes to twerk, and because you get more views for that. It's like me as well. If I start taking off my clothes and twerking, bringing my breasts and butt out, I probably would have as well. Do you know what I mean? But we choose to go down the right, you know what I mean? The more appropriate, you know what I mean? And I'm glad I did, because imagine if I didn't and I started doing all of that.
Yeah.
I would have regretted it, and my daughter would have grew up to see that, and my dad, my brothers, you know what I mean? I come from like Islamic background, so
so you already know that,
you know what I mean?
You're a certain way.
Yeah, if I did certain things like that.
But that's the problem. See, the problem that we've got is like, unfortunately, it's like once a group of people set a narrative about you or a perception, all their fans, friends, followers will take the same perception and narrative of you. So now you're fighting an uphill battle because you're fighting against so many opinions that say you're one way, and the minority know you to be better, but the minority can't overdo the majority. So there's like so many people would be like, oh, he's clout chasing, or he's saying that person's name for clout. He's doing this for clout. If you've got the majority saying that about you, naturally that's going to be the people are going to believe that's the narrative. Then, oh yeah, my man's a clout chaser. But I always wanted people to know, like, any situation I've ever spoke on or stood up for has been because it involves me. So whatever you can think of, like when I think of internet moments, like when I was the Dutch thing, that involved me. My name was in a voice note. Dutch was a brethren of mine. We could have had a discussion and resolved things, but you get what I'm trying to say. The crep thing.
Oh, what did you and Dutch have beef?
No, never beef. I haven't had beef with no rapper.
So you've never had no rap beef?
Never had rap beef. Like beef, like no, never had rap beef, never at all.
Okay.
Like I've had discrepancies with like people, like, so the Dutch thing, me and Dutch was cool. Dutch was man's little brethren. You know what I'm trying to say? Dutch did his thing, he went viral. Man was happy for him. Then when all these things started getting leaked and he had his demise, my name was in one of the voice notes where he mentioned my name.
Okay.
So I was trying to get to the bottom of, yo, bro, what's all that about? Like, why is my name in a voice note? But we never had got to have a discussion. So then naturally from that, it ended up with me being on YouTube with his sister arguing because she came into my live. Now me and Diamonds, we're now arguing on live. Naturally, Dutch has seen that that's your sister. You're going to be upset with me for that. But look at the steps. I've tried to reach out to you.
Okay.
So now we're in the DMs arguing. Meaty, cool, no problem. Never spoke since. The crep thing, that was me trying to show crep that, yo, bro, the man them, or not even the man them, a person in my group, my circle, has done me wrong, and it's made it look like I've done you wrong, but I'm trying to let you know,
Okay.
what do I gain from that? Me and you's cool. We've been in the studio. You're on my mixtape. What do I gain by putting out a narrative of you looking like you're a coward? Think about it. Think about it. You understand? What else people say I'm always trying to clout chase from? Other than those narratives, I can't think of any other unless I'm forgetting anything. But yeah, like it's never been for me clout. I'm me before music. I was me before music. Music didn't make me who I am.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. So these people need to sometimes stop and really overthink. Like everybody gets jumped on this bandwagon of clout. Oh yes, for clout. Yeah, he's doing it for clout.
Yeah, that's the first thing.
No, he's doing it for clout. He's doing it for clout, fam. Where it's like, stop and think for a second, bro. What does that, like, you see, like, clout is like, if a man's dissing all the rappers or something, and with no reason, there's no reason behind it, he's got no motive for this, he's just said everyone's name, and that's clout.
That's clout, definitely.
That's clout. What Clue's done, tell me how it's clout. Convince me it's clout. Please, I'll pay. Like, and that's when I realised, like, I'm fighting an uphill battle of people that's got a perception already. 2 things you mentioned, you've had a
direct involvement in, so
no, but that's my point to you. Anything I've ever jumped up about or stood on,
it's direct.
It's because I believe I'm involved in it.
Yeah, so they can't say that's clout.
Do you understand what I'm saying to you? So, like, when you're fighting an uphill battle against people that think, nah, it's just clout. They hear Clue, clout chaser, and it's like,
wow.
I laugh because I feel like, wow,
that's
like,
crazy.
Do you know what I could say?
I've never heard that though.
No, but do you know what I could say if I wanted clout?
Yeah,
or what I could do if I wanted clout?
A lot.
Huh?
A lot.
It's not hard. What? Clout? I could get clout today. Go studio, release the maddest thing.
You could just
because I have the capability. Every rapper knows I have the capability to go into the studio and cause a madness.
Yeah.
That would be me chasing clout and putting that out. But I've never been about that. Like, I've just been competitive in rap. And the situations like I just mentioned to you with the Crept and the Dutch, because I can't, and the Diamonds thing, because I can't think of anything else. They involved me in it. And other than that, like, yeah, couldn't really care about the clout. Like, bro, if I cared about clout, I probably wouldn't. There's pretty bare things I wouldn't be doing if I was so much worried about getting the clout. I don't think I'd go work and do certain things if it was clout I'm chasing and be so open about it. I'd hide it. Like a lot of men that work and hide it. No, I don't work, fam.
Yeah.
That's needy. That lets me know you're not a real man. You're not a real person, because me, I go to work.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
And that's a respectable thing.
What are you talking about?
That's a respectable thing. Out of all your songs, which one would you say is your favourite? Out of all the songs you've written.
Do I even have a favourite? All right, Myla would probably be the favourite.
I thought so.
I don't say that because it's my most recent. I say that because of the message.
Yeah.
So that's definitely at the top, Myla. Other than Myla, I do like the My Fears tune. That was the song I had originally with Wretch, Rekka, Swiss. Then I did a remix with Joe Black and Squeaks. That was that. I felt that one there. Can I think of one more? Other than them two, can't think of one that's grabbing me to say, yo, that one I felt. Yeah, they're the two that when I play them, I feel like, yeah, like I'm happy that I created them.
Okay, so the one of you in the church with the
My Piece.
Yeah,
that's definitely there.
Yeah,
that's
one's
the top
like,
three. Myla, My Fears, My Piece. Yeah, because of the message.
But you know what? Yeah, because of the message. But you know what? I agree with you. I think they're good as well. But I don't know why. I really like the one, I can't remember what it's called. Suge Knight.
Don't get me wrong.
Like that one.
I've got songs. Don't get me wrong. I've got songs that I like and that, but
I think I watched that video like about 50 times.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't expecting the ending.
Okay.
It was like a movie. It's like, what's going to happen next? You know what I mean? And that's what I'm saying. UK artists, they don't really do storylines.
Okay.
That's something P&L would do. I don't know if you've ever heard of P&L.
Nah.
These two Algerian brothers, they're the biggest rappers in France.
Okay.
They're huge.
Yeah.
That's something they would do. Okay. It kind of reminded me of their style.
Yeah.
So I was like, when I watched it, I don't know, it was just, I really liked it, the whole storyline, the little boy.
No, I appreciate it.
Like everything, the thought that went behind it, that I really liked that.
Yeah.
I thought you might mention that one in there as well.
No, and that's because I've got so many songs like that in my mind where I feel like Yeah, but the ones that actually touch my heart are the three I probably
And
mentioned.
in that one, you did a little bit of dancing. You usually don't
I
really
think
dance
I was doing
much,
something
innit?
like that, innit?
Yeah, you
Doing
done like
something
the
straight, yeah,
couple
little
moves.
something.
No, it looked sick though.
That's probably
It
the
looked
alcohol
banging,
or
yeah.
something. Must have been drinking alcohol
Yeah,
that day or
because
something.
normally you're very like,
Yeah, I'm stiff.
yeah,
of
not
course,
stiff,
yeah,
but you know what I mean. But in that one, you was a bit,
yeah. I don't
so
do too much
yeah,
dancing. Do you get what I'm saying?
yeah. How long did it take you to shoot that video?
It's quick, man.
Was it
Like,
a day shoot?
Yeah, no, quick. See, one thing with me, because I've been doing it for so long, my cameraman will tell you, like, when I know what I want to do, it's done very easily. It's just about how long. It's just about the cameraman and how he wants to. He might want to have the long shot or whatever. You know, he gets them wide shot.
Yeah, wide shot, angle shots,
But other than
head
that, like,
shots.
yo, bro, we're gonna walk from this block here. Yeah, we're gonna jump in the car. Me and little bro's gonna have a conversation. Capture that. Then he's gonna leave. Capture him.
So you're the one who done the whole storyline?
Yeah, it's always me.
Okay.
Because in my mind, it's just simple. Like, I know what the narrative is, innit? Like, I know what the narrative is. You make it come to light, but this is how I want it to be done.
Okay.
And that's it. Simple.
All right. So you pretty much do most of the work then?
Yeah.
You're very involved in everything that goes on,
very
the
involved.
writing, the recording,
My piece was the same
directing.
thing, like the church and that. And
My piece, I wanted to ask you, what inspired you to write that? Is that based on like true events or what? Like what? Because that was like a deep track. What was that? What was
my
the
piece
like?
was basically, if I'm not mistaken, because I don't smoke weed no more, but these are my weed days.
Okay.
It was a song that was based on like me talking to myself, basically devil on my shoulder, angel on my shoulder. So I think the first verse is devil on my shoulder, and the second verse I think is the angel on my shoulder. So so basically right and wrong, two perceptions of what we should be doing, or what the streets we should be doing, and then what the reality is what you should be doing.
Okay.
So, yeah, and then obviously Kian on the chorus brought it to life with
He's sick.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, that made it proper like commercial. As well.
And this is what I'm trying to say.
I think it's underrated, that track, I'll be honest.
But we know why.
Yeah.
After this interview, we know why. Like I said, I'm somebody that's like created a perception of that. I don't want to say the game's controlled, but the game, you can clearly see who's on one side. For me, you can clearly see who's on one side. You can clearly see who's on the other side. If one side are against you and they've got their reasons to be against you for whatever they are, it's going to be hard for you to gain any type of momentum. You're still always going to be, and I always do believe this, that every artist, even yourself, is always one song away from changing their lives financially or whatever it is. But it's always going to be more difficult if you've got a lot of people against you that's already in the industry that maybe pull certain strings. Don't let
blackball you.
But I've been in a situation when I had guest lists for an event and then my guest list got cut down. I got a phone call back to say my guest list has been cut down because a certain artist has been notified that you're coming.
Wow.
I'm not even going to speak. The artist knows who he is. So that just made me know, like, wow, like, what's man worried about or concerned about? What's going on here? Do you get what I'm trying to say? To be fair to the artist, when he got wind of it and phoned me, he's like, raw, yeah, my manager did that. I don't know why he did that. Yeah, I'm going to sort it out. I was like, nah, it's cool, man. I'll just come with the numbers that I've been told to come with. It's fine. But I just know what I know in it. And again, if I was a clout chaser, I could say so much more. But that's just not in my DNA to be like that. And I know why my traction is minimal compared to where it could be. But I've made my peace with that a long time ago because I understood.
The thing is though, with that track, that shows, I would have imagined that people would have got to, because I did, I got to see a different side of you on that track.
Okay, yeah.
I was like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? That it showed the humble side of you. It showed a caring side of you.
Yeah.
It showed, so I would have thought, if anything, by them watching that video, they would have got to see that side of you, because I did.
Yeah, but you know how it goes, innit? Like when you got people that, once people make a perception or on you, for a lot of people, they don't change that narrative of you, innit? That's what you are and that's what you'll always be.
Yeah.
Close the door. There's no room for, actually, no, because the perception's already been made. And I get it, because it's like if I feel a certain way about somebody, it's going to be hard for me to change my perception on them unless I probably have a discussion with them.
Yeah.
That's the only way, really. And a conversation between us is probably the only way that you can change my mind now. Other than that, I think you're that and you can stay over there.
Yeah.
So everything that's happened in my career, or the reasons for why maybe my I'm not hitting the ceilings, I know why. You get what I'm saying? And it is what it is.
You got to be willing to stamp on
It
your
is what it is.
principles.
Like, I still make
and your
music for
morals.
my like the audience I do have. I'm always grateful for them. Like my YouTube has like 3K subscribers. I'm grateful for them. Like
Yeah.
I put out Milo, I got 3K subscribers, but I got 100K views on it.
Yeah, because
Do you
they're
get what I'm
them
trying to-
3K are your
Do you get what
diehards.
I'm trying to say? So like
Mm.
I always value them. Like if you're there to listen to my music, like I value you. Trust me. So that's the only people I really release music for.
Is there anything like, because I always end my podcast here with like trying to spread a good message to like the younger generation to try to deter them from the life of crime and stuff. Is there any like advice or anything that you would like to
Suggest.
say? Yeah, or suggest.
I would just say like I was once upon a time somebody that was naive to like thinking I knew the people that was around me was really for me, had my back, had my best interests at heart. I grew up to know that the stories that your mum always used to tell you about, you'll be a certain age and you'll probably be only able to mention 5 people that are your true friends out of you hanging with 100 people. I always just think, what are you talking about? But that's actually a reality. Like, so know who your friends are, know who your circle is for real, before you're doing 30 years and they don't even send you a $5. Then understand, are you really like that, in a sense of, are you really like that? Because I know lifers that phone me that they don't want to be where they are. So if you're on the road and you're happy to be on the road and you're happy to sit down for 35, then do you, my guy. Just know how that story ends. But if you're someone that's caught up in not sure and you're unsure, I would just suggest find something you love to do, whether that's sports, working, whatever it is. Get paid from it legitimately and live a life where you can walk around freely. You don't have to look over your shoulder. You ain't got to worry for your parents, your siblings, your mum, your dad, like, because anyone can get it once you're in that realm, anyone can get it. So know what you're really doing. And yeah, it's deeper than having a laugh here and there, being in a group of 20 man, 30 man, beating up a one man and being like laughing about it, because when the roles get reversed and you might be the one man and you got 20 or 30 man thumping off your head, pause, you ain't gonna like it. So I would just say, yeah, man, keep your friends close, make sure they're real to you, be real to them, and just try and be humble. Simple thing.
Well, you guys heard it. Guys heard what
me.
he said. All right, well, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
coming. I really
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Keep up your good journey as well. I
thank
watch the
you.
interviews and that, so yeah,
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
keep it up, man.
And I want to say that I respect you greatly
Thank you.
as a parent, as an artist, as a man, as a human being. I wish you nothing but success, and hopefully I'll get some stuff lined up where we can do some international stuff from Morocco, France, and here and stuff. And just keep going, doing what you're doing, keeping like true to yourself, real to yourself. And your music's great. You're a great artist, and that's it, really.
Love.
Yeah, love.
Appreciate your support.
Guys, we're gonna end it here, but thank you for watching our content. I hope you enjoyed it, and stay tuned for the next episode.